Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I want to show you, since I was reading on Reddit, that a couple of people that can't set up Java with Neovim LSP, the native version of LSP. So in today's episode I want to show you how you can set up. So there are two ways to set up. We can go with a basic setup, which we can do it in this way. But with this basic setup, we can't like generate a toString. We can generate getters and setters. We can't organize imports. So there is an extension which is Neovim jdtls, which I already have open here. So basically what we need to do is to download the Eclipse jdtls server. So for that you can open this link, which I already have open in this tab, and you can download and install from one of these options. The one that I used was this one from Milestone. I tried building, but I don't know why it didn't work. So you can use the Milestone. That's what I used. And I went to the last one. You can see it is selected here. I click it on this, and then I downloaded this one, this file. Okay, you can download it, and then you can go to your downloads. So if you go to downloads, I don't have it anymore here, but you can go to the downloads, and if you copy this name, if you copy this first one, you need to unzip it, and then if you copy this to a folder where you want to this folder to live, this server to live, you can leave it in the downloads folder if you want. What I've done, I put it in library and then Java, and here it is, JDT language server. This is where I put it, the JDT server. Since it is related to Java, I prefer to keep it here, since this is a Java file. So I copied to here. You can do it exactly the same thing if you want, or you can choose other location. I don't know, desktop, in your nvim config, whatever you want. Okay, it's up to you. If you want to stick with my convention, the same directory where I put it mine, you can just go to library Java and put your server there. With that, we need to go to our config. So in my case, I have in .config nvim. Okay, that's where I have my Neovim config. If you are trying to do these steps in Vim, in native Vim, in the Vim that is created by Bram, this will not work. This only works for Neovim, and only works for Neovim from version 0.5 or higher. Doesn't work for lower, because this configuration needs Lua, and only Neovim 0.5 and higher uses Lua. Okay, so in my Neovim, so if I go down, I have a folder called FTP plugin. So what is this? Let's see first what the creator of the Neovim jdtls tells. So it says, to use Neovim jdtls, you need to set up a LSP client. In the FTP plugin /java.lua file, add the following. So we need to add this configuration to our FTP plugin directory java.lua. So what is this FTP plugin? So basically, FTP plugin, it will load the configuration that you have in a file of a specific of a specific how do you say, of a specific file type. So I can show to you, for example, if you come for example, for one of my projects here, and if I come here, if I do set file type and exclamation mark, oops, I need to first go to one of my files. So if I come here, set file type, it says that it's Java. Okay, so since it is Java, we need to create a file java.lua. So the name of the file will match the file type of the file that you are loading, and for that file type, it will load the specific configuration that you have in the file, in the same name of file that you have in your FTP plugin. So as it says here, we need to create a java.lua. Okay, so let's go there, FTP plugin, let's create a java.lua. Okay, here we are. By the way, you can see that my config, you can see it from the color scheme and from the bar and stuff like that. It's a bit different. The reason that it's different is because I recently changed it from Vim to Lua. So I have a config entirely in Lua. The reason why I done that, it's because Lua it's faster. It's quite faster, and I wanted to use the native Neovim LSP. I can do a video later on explaining how to change your config from Vim to Lua, but the focus today is to get you up and running with Java. So what do we need to put here? So basically, first of all, we can copy this config from here. Okay, let's copy that. Okay, here it is, it's copied. Now, what do we need to do? First of all, let's delete this. We will not need this, because the reason that we will not need this, and if you come again to the Eclipse jdtls instructions of installation, here we have a running from command line. Okay, I don't know if it says here. No, it doesn't say. So basically, what happens here, it says here that the command that starts a language server. So we need to perform a command to start the Eclipse jdtls. Okay, so the way we do that, it's with a Java command, and the Java command, it's here. So we can copy this. Actually, we can copy this and we can paste it here. Okay. Okay. First of all, let's copy like this. Now, we need to fix some stuff that it's wrong here. So, first of all, we need to convert this to a string. Then, we need also to convert this to a string. Okay. We need to convert every single line to a string. Okay. This one also to a string. By the way, I also recently bought the mechanical keyboard, so I think that you can listen a bit of noise. I'm really sorry for that, because my microphone is not that good. I'm using the native MacBook microphone. I'm really sorry for that. I will try to later on buy a microphone so that you don't listen this type of noises. But yeah, I'm also getting used to my keyboard, so sometimes you see some crazy stuff happening. Yeah, it's because I'm getting used to my keyboard. So here it is. These ones we can remove, we don't need it. This is only if you want to load some modules. For now we don't need it. Okay. So now let's go to the to what we need to do. So this line, it's good. We don't need to change anything. This line is also good. This line, if you saw in here, we need to add this line. We need to really start with this line. Okay, so this line is already built in on the command. We don't need to add it again. This one we also don't need to change. It's good at all. This one is good also. This one is good also. This one is good also. So this one, it's where we need to change. So first of all, we need to divide this into two different strings in order to work. And now, if you remember, where we placed our jdtls server, we placed it in the library Java. I don't know if you remember. We can have a look there again. As you can see, we are in library Java and we have our server here. So that's the path that we need to put here. So here we need to put the Java file that will start our jdtls. Okay. So we know that it's in library. Oops. Okay, it's in Java and it's in jdtls. Now it's inside plugins, okay, and then it's org dot it's the Equinox launcher, where it is org.eclipse.equinox. Where it is, this is the common. What it is, the Equinox launcher, okay? And that's it. We don't need to do nothing more in this line. Then for configuration, we also need to divide this into strings. And for configuration, we also need to go to our jdtls server. And then in there we have different, as you can see here, we have different ways of configure the jdtls. You have one way to Mac, one way to Windows, and one way to Linux. So in my case, I'm in a Mac. I will choose a config_Mac. If you are in Windows, you need to choose config_Win, and if you are if you are in Linux, you need to choose config_Linux, and if you are in Windows, you need to choose config_Win. So in my case, I will choose this one, and that's it. We only need to point to the folder. That's it. Now data. This one, it's a bit tricky to explain. I also don't know 100% why do we need this, but I know that this will create a work. I think that it's called workspace folder, and that folder will contain like some metadata for the jdtls server to work properly. So in here you can either use I think that it's $1, which will place that folder in your project directory. So I don't like that. So what I've used, I put it in the config cache, in the computer cache. And the way I've done that, you need to use a function from Vim, which is vim.fn.expand, and I put it this, and then I go to the cache, and then I go to jdtls workspace, and then I had something that we need to first create it. So we need to create this line I already had set up, because this line will create a folder inside of jdtls workspace with the same name that you have in your project. So basically we can use it here, workspace here. That's it. And now we also need to do some changes. So we have this root here. We also need to add capabilities. So what is capabilities? In the other LSPs that we have in other configs, we need to set up capabilities. And what are capabilities? For example, if I do 8 multiplied by 8, you see that I have a calculator built in on the LSP comp. So this is a capability. You can also have snippets. You can also have this thing that you saw, like when I do library and then I do this auto-completion of path, it's a capability. So the way you do capability is the same way that you do in the other LSPs. So you basically use these two. So you are loading the capabilities protocol, and then you are looking for the capabilities for the Neovim LSP, and then you come here, capabilities equal to capabilities. That's it. You now are able to have auto-completion and stuff like that. Now the last piece, it's using the last piece is using the keymaps in order to use the jdtls. The reason that you need to set up maps again, it's because, and I will show you later, this jdtls Neovim jdtls will not be loaded in AutoStart, will not be loaded by the LSP of Neovim, not yet. I've spoke with the owner of this plugin, and he says that in the future they want to migrate this to be loaded by the LSP, but it's not being loaded now. So, and I will show you later, and I will prove to you that it's not being loaded. So we need to set up the keys again. So I've took the other ones from the native LSP, and now the only thing that I had it was the code action here, which I've using the Lua required jdtls code action. This thing you can find it here on the Neovim jdtls. If you come here, we have the keymaps, and I've got it from here. It's this one, okay? And with that being said, oh, and it's missing the some options. So no remap, it's for recursive mapping, and silence it's to when you perform a command, it will not be prompted here on this line. Okay, it will not, you will not see an output, basically. That's why it is. So that's done. So let's try it. Let's open the a project. I will open a Java file. Notice here LSP, no active LSP, but you can see here it's starting Java language server. It's starting now. Okay, and it's done. We have service ready. If you come down, you can see that we already have some diagnostics, and if I do the code action, you can see that we have getters and setters, we have toString, we have constructors. And as I said before, and we can see from LSP info, I think, yeah, you see that auto start it's false. This means that the Neovim Neovim native LSP, it's not handling this server. We are handling in our own. Okay, so if you come, for example, here, we can see that we have an LSP, and if we do LSP info, we can see that auto start is true and the file type it's only for Lua. Okay, this means that the LSP Neovim client knows that this file it's a Lua, and it will load it will load in auto start the configuration that we need for that Lua specifically, and not all of the LSP configurations that we have for others file types like Java, like TypeScript, like whatever. So Neovim native LSP is clever enough to know which file type we are dealing and what we need to load, basically. Okay, so yeah, that's it. We done it. We have the Java LSP up and running. I hope that you could done it also. Let me know in the comments if you are struggling with something. I think that it's really straightforward, and yeah, I hope this helped you. One thing that I want to tell you, it's on here. You can also outsource this to a shell file, and you can load it by a shell file if you want. I prefer it to be here because it will keep everything here, but it's up to you. You can choose if you want to put this in the separate file or not. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful to you, and I'm looking forward to listen your doubts, to listen your strugglings. If you are getting struggling with something, to try to help you. And there, and yes, see you in the next video. I don't know what I will do next time. I might be something related to the change that I made from Vim to Lua, which for me was the best decision at all. Really was the best decision. But yeah, I will stick with that in another video, and yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.